Hey, and welcome back to another episode of All in Focus, the Creators Podcast.
Absolutely.
My name is Manny, and here is
Mark.
What do you say there, Mark?
What do you say? How
What's
we doing?
going on,
How we
brother?
doing here?
Why we got our hats on today? It's raining out there.
It's a little wet out there.
It's a little
today,
wet out
right?
there
You know
today,
what are you
huh?
gonna do? It's that cold weather creeping in, and yeah, here we are, man. Here we are.
Yep.
Fall, winter.
Yeah, I'm
Anyway.
not happy about fall and winter. I'm more of a spring summer guy.
Right. I mean, we really never get a spring anymore, but what are you gonna do, right?
Yeah.
These poor people get married either in the fall or the spring. I'm like, well, shake the dice and roll 'em, baby. Here's the 8 balls answer.
I know.
But
Well, the last time we were together, we had a kind of like a short recap of our last probably 4 or 5 months shooting and doing weddings and doing other things and traveling. Right, we traveled
everything,
a lot.
yeah. Oh my God,
And,
everything in between.
And here it is, November already. Things for me are, I did shoot my last wedding this past month.
Okay.
And I do want to mention a couple of those wedding venues.
Yeah, some of the ones
shout out
we've
them.
done. Some of the ones we've done were quite interesting, to say the
Yeah.
least, huh? You know?
Yeah, we have to really talk about that. We're going to get really candid about it and have a discussion.
The table's jumping up.
Yeah,
I
the
can't wait.
table's going crazy. The table even got nervous.
Yes.
But again, it's real life stuff that, the wedding industry's been here for years, and there's still certain things that aren't changing. And I think one of them is how some of us are treated
Oh, please.
by
Yeah.
these venues.
Right. Especially, let me say this, especially the moment you get out of New Jersey. These people are like, I mean, do they still use the Pony Express? Do they still use carrier pigeons? Like Model T, anybody? Like, make it make sense. You know what I mean? Like, things evolve. I'm all for, like, I'm all for if it ain't broke, don't fix it. But what if it's improved? You know what I mean? I mean, where do you start? I mean, there's the run of show for some of these places. Like, some people are like, you'll be doing a wedding. It's like your typical wedding in New Jersey. And by the way, New Jersey does weddings right. We do.
Yeah.
You walk in, everybody does their formalities right away. We bang them out. And I'm not saying rush them. I'm just saying all of that is done in one shot.
I'm getting a sense of
entrances.
frustration here from you.
Frustration? What do you mean? No.
I want you to go dive right into what you got to tell me now.
I mean, here's the thing. Like, you just,
What recently happened? Talk to me. Let's have a therapy session.
we were out. We were in an out-of-state wedding.
Okay.
Fan-freaking-tastic.
You don't have to
couple.
mention any names.
No,
Just
I won't.
Explain the
No,
situation.
but like, no, we did. We were out of state for a wedding, so I kind of knew things were going to be a little like different, But I mean, different to say the least. I had the whole. First of all, the whole property in and of itself was huge. The main reception was up front. The cocktail hour was in the back of the property. It was far. It was not right up the strip. Like it was a walk, like a 5-minute walk. Everything like little Bermuda Triangle of fun. So, and the ceremony was somewhere else. It was crazy. So, but we made it work. And it wasn't until we could roll with those punches. It wasn't until dinner time. Now, meanwhile, we are in a tent all the way in the front of this property, and we get told to go eat. Go eat. We're like, oh, very cool. Thanks. We waited, of course. There's a way to do it respectfully. Like, don't be an ass, and then they won't have these issues, right? It's pretty straightforward. So, we blend in. We let the people eat. We kind of sneak in it towards the end. And all of a sudden, not in my line. It didn't happen to me because I would have had some other words. But it was Joe and AJ's line. They go up. And all of a sudden, the one guy, they're giving him the food. And he goes, wait, are you a vendor? And they're like, yeah. He's like, you can't eat this. You can't be having this.
Wow.
And we're just like, well, they're like, oh, the lady, the party planner told us to go eat. You can't have this. He goes, okay, so what would you like me to do with this plate? He goes, well, I guess you have to have it now. Like, I mean,
Nasty.
who are you talking to?
Yeah,
Who are
nasty.
you, chef?
Nasty people.
What is
in
this,
these
Gordon
venues,
Ramsay?
yeah.
Please, get out of the tent.
Right.
But like, they go, you guys have to eat in the building.
Right. Pause that for 1 second. You guys.
Yeah.
Like we're their cancer that comes into their venue.
Right. That makes it look good too, right? How about that?
Right. And I mean, right. Like we're here to support number one, the bride and groom on that day. That's our main.
Right.
That's our main job. But also, we're there to make your wedding venue shine, just like we're there to make ourselves shine.
Right.
Right. We're there to take pictures of your venue, the details, and get to know everybody.
Right.
And they got to treat you like you're some
Third
asshole.
world.
Let's
Yeah,
just say
like,
it.
right. Yeah, no,
Yeah.
call a spade a spade. So he goes, you guys have to eat in the building at your designated time. So I was like,
Yeah, I don't like that.
the building was, I kid you not, it was a 5-minute walk.
So wait, is
We had to leave our
just cocktail hour or
This is reception.
reception?
This is, by the way,
Did you
again,
eat a cocktail?
mind you, no.
Were you able to?
No.
Nah, see, I don't like that.
So wait, well, cocktails are like in Jupiter. So, but so we're this reception, right? And we still being like, remember how I started this conversation off? The
Yeah.
run of show, get your formalities out of the way. We didn't do speeches yet, nor did we do parent dances yet. So now we're like, well, we got to go on a 5-minute walk back into the building. We can't just like eat off to the side here because we can't miss anything. So we go up to the party planner. She goes, wedding planner. She goes, oh, she goes, yeah. She goes, the venue just told me that they have your meals coming out at 7:00. And I said, okay. I said, when do they want to do the speeches? She goes, they're doing that at 7:00.
Mm-hmm.
How does that make sense?
It doesn't.
No, but and it's like all this like, and to me, all this is just building up like this whole thing of just total unnecessary
drama and stress.
unnecessary
Absolutely.
drama just to get food. Like, I mean, like AJ had the plate. Like, just what do you mean? Like, I didn't plan on like throwing it up in the air like when I was
Yeah.
done eating it. Like, I never understand this level of like you said like who are you like subhuman
Right.
people at this event. You know what I mean? And of course, you know, could there be people that ruin things like that? Of course.
Just gonna say that before you said it. I'm
all
sure there are
fairness.
vendors that go into these venues thinking that I don't care, and I've always said this, and
Yeah.
I've said this to you. I say this to my second shooters. When we go to these venues, a lot of times it might be the same venue where they know us, but if they don't, it's their house.
Right,
It's
agreed.
not our house. We got to abide by their rules, which I totally get. Whether we agree with them or not, we could talk about it later on, but you still got to deal with it then. But you have to be respectful of them. But at the same token, I want them to be respectful of us and why we're there too.
Right.
Which I
Yeah.
feel like you didn't get at all.
No, and it was just like, you know, and I really liked the venue and I really liked, you know, everything. It was something completely different for us. We've never been there. And I'm telling you, the bride and groom were one of the coolest freaking couples. And we didn't want to keep like, you know, they had issues with weather too that day and whatever. So we didn't want to be like, oh, by the way, like we didn't eat yet, because they were asking like, oh, how's everything going? And we didn't want to stress them out, but like it was just I was so shocked that the venue treated people like that. Like the DJ was having
I'm gonna
issues
pause
with
you
them.
one more time
Yeah,
because just thoughts are coming. But you do get the brides that say, make sure you guys ate, right?
of
Make sure you
course.
guys eat.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
they don't care. I mean, yeah, like they want to keep you happy too.
Absolutely.
Like
And they're paying for those vendor meals.
the whole concept of this being like how this is even an issue is just like
It's ridiculous.
I don't know why it is.
Right.
Like, you know, and this is why, and I will die on this hill. I would always say this. Vendors should essentially eat first. And here's why. It has nothing to do with, oh, we're hungry, feed us first. Zero, zero, zero.
I know, it's not
It
the
just is the most logical thing, because what happens is at most places, as you know, they bring out these dinners and the food. If they're bringing out to all these tables, it takes like a hot minute. It takes like sometimes a half hour for everybody to get their food.
right.
If they were to serve us first, that gives us a window for us to eat our food. Nothing's happening at this time.
Yeah.
Instead of serving us last, now everybody else is done, and then like 2 minutes, like, you know, before the fork even hits the mouth, they're like, oh, they're gonna do a dance now or something, and you're like, oh, okay. Like again, it has to do with what makes the most sense.
Yeah.
So I'm always for like that, but I mean, Godspeed, because some of these places are even further set back than I
Yeah.
thought. Like I'm like, wow, these guys are strict. New Jersey's pretty good. Like,
Yeah, and when you're there, you're trying to maintain that level of professionalism, right?
Oh,
Because
yeah.
you want to snap back at these people and be like, you know, why are you treating us like this? Who, you know,
Right.
Some of them talk nasty to you,
yeah,
but you really can't because you're trying to maintain that level of professionalism, and
Right.
you don't want it to ruin the bride's day by you being a smartass. But even though it might be warranted, right?
right.
But
Like
you
it
still
just-
bite your tongue and deal with it.
like they're treating us like we just stuck our fingers in the cake.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's like, and I'm going to tell you, dude, there's always a little bit of a backstory. And this was a larger backstory. It was like a 3-hour drive to get to this place. We were nonstop from the moment we got there. There were zero breaks. It was because we were trying to beat a rainstorm too for the ceremony, which was outside.
Yeah.
And so it just was like boom, 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 no cocktail, like shoot the venue. The venue, they weren't done even setting up the tent. They were so behind everybody. And, you know, it just turned into this thing. So it's like, oh, fine, let me just grab a bite to eat. And it was just like smack on the wrist. And
Yeah.
it was like, really? Like, you eat inside. We would go inside, by the way. We did take that 5-minute walk.
Yeah.
There was nothing in there.
Yeah.
So they were so behind. We ended up eating, like, probably an hour and a half later. Food was cold. But,
Yeah.
you know, I'm like, it didn't, there's zero reason for that. It
Yeah.
didn't have to get to that
And as
point.
much as that's one instance, there's probably more than that, but like
Right.
it does happen and it shouldn't happen. But like
Yeah,
just
I
like
mean-
going into cocktail hour and grabbing a couple appetizers or something before we continue on is not the end of the world. And most, I've been shooting weddings for a very long time, and I haven't had any bride or groom ever, not once, tell me you guys are not allowed in cocktail hour.
Right.
That's just something that the venue might put forth, saying we don't want you guys in there. And I'm sure that has had some sort of effect from prior vendors,
Yeah.
either acting like idiots
Right,
or
and-
cutting the line of guests.
Correct.
I'm sure there's some reason for that.
Right.
But again, you can't rope everybody into the same
No,
pot.
and it's just like, again, it's I guess it kind of leaves a bad taste in your mouth, because you now the first thing you think of is that bad experience at that
Right.
venue, and it sucked because that was a beautiful venue.
Yeah.
The couple again was so incredible. Their families, it was an amazing wedding. Except that it's just like it's such a stain.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, this place, like now people, like now I think of this venue as like oh, they were so rude, like they don't
Yeah.
care about vendors
Right.
and whatever. And it's like, I don't know how, because we're filming on your property, like, you know what I mean, and
yeah.
we're taking pictures of your property. Like, we have the power to like be like, hey, yeah, we worked there before. It's like,
Right.
it's just not saying bad mouth, but it's like a, hey, disclaimer, like these
Yeah.
guys are a little like weird,
Well, I'll tell you, and just to flip it around,
Yeah.
on the last wedding that I did at Windows on the Water in Seabright.
Yeah, great people there.
Shout out to Cheryl there. She's
Yeah.
amazing. When it was time for the guests to eat, I had Bo with me that day,
Yeah.
new second shooter, and I was saying, we're going to go downstairs because that's where they put the vendor meals.
Yeah.
Lo and behold, we go down there. There's like 10 different trays of different things. Like it was already there. It's like,
Yeah.
that's why they get it
Yeah.
right.
Right.
They
Yeah,
get it
I'm
right.
telling
And
you.
Bobby from
Jersey gets
Southgate
it right.
Manor.
Oh, dude,
Same
Bobby-
way. Shout out to Bobby.
Bobby
He's
is the man.
right?
He is the man. Southgate Manor, fantastic venue,
Right.
service, food,
Everything.
10 out of 10, the whole works.
And he's a hands-on maitre d'. He's been
Yeah.
there for like 30 freaking years, I think it's been. But anyway, they do it right. And like you said, when we went down there and the food was there, again, it's not about us being fed. It's about us just getting that, and then ready to roll for the rest of the night.
It's almost like speaking. It's like a marathon, right? And I know this is a great parallel actually for what I want to ask you about. But it's almost like running a marathon. You just see that little like stand with the water, right? Just a little something pick me up. When you see the venue supporting you like that in a sense, and it could be a little thing like, again, you've been working all day doing this stuff, and all of a sudden like there's a pitcher of water, some food ready to go for you guys. Like, hey, here it is. Go ahead, have it. Like, it's like, thanks.
Yeah.
Like that's huge.
That's how Windows on the Water
That's
was when you
awesome,
go upstairs.
man.
It's
Yeah,
like
like-
there's all that the little tray of food there for everybody.
Right.
And she didn't say that's just for the guests, man. You can't have that.
Yeah.
No, she was like, help yourself. There's water here. There's grapes. There's crackers.
Yeah.
Whatever.
I don't
That's
get
amazing.
it. To me,
Yeah.
I don't get it. Like, it don't have to be like that. But,
Right.
again, some of these like places, Southgate Manor, Windows on the Water. I mean, so many of them. They're just so nice, and they get it because they get it,
Yeah,
and that's how it should be.
Gramercy's the same way.
Different.
There's so many good ones out there to name, but
You leave New Jersey.
where were you
man,
going with
it
the marathon
changes.
thing?
Marathon. You photographed the marathon.
Oh, the New York City marathon.
Yeah, I was gonna
Yeah,
say. I was
yeah.
thinking, I'm like, I'm on running and get my water. I'm like, well,
So
actually,
we're going
you
from
actually
weddings
photographed
to
that.
marathon.
I switched gears real quick. We're going over the Verrazano. Here we go. No.
Yeah, it starts at the Verrazano.
It does, yeah.
Ends in Central Park. Yeah, I was at the finish line this year, which
Yeah.
was totally cool. But here's the crazy thing. You know what they don't tell you about?
What's
The
that?
finish line's awesome, right? Because you get every fleet that's coming down there, every flight or whatever, however they have the terminology for the runners.
Right.
I think it's flights. But anyway, like they have the professionals and they have the ones in the wheelchair. These guys coming in the wheelchairs, I mean, it makes your heart sink.
Yeah.
Because they're so dedicated to finishing that marathon. They're coming across.
It's incredible.
It's really incredible. And then the professional athletes come, and then the general, it's like I call it general population, right?
Oh, yeah.
And now it's like a mass people coming over. But what they don't tell you is at the finish line, it's pretty cool. They get medals, and there's Gatorade and water, and there's also vomit. Because people are just finally getting done.
Oh, wow.
And they're like, oh, this is great. You know,
Yeah. Hey, thanks, everyone.
yeah, so like they didn't tell me that part about the finish line,
Oh.
but it's pretty rewarding to
Yeah.
see these people cross the line
Yeah.
and then follow them through like another mile and a half of stuff that they have to like kind of like wind down through, and they get all these kind of recovery drinks and recovery blankets.
Right.
And
And it's
robes.
appreciative, right?
It's
Oh,
really
wow.
cool.
Yeah.
It was really cool. So
Right.
yeah, shooting the marathon is really awesome.
Yeah, no, I didn't mean to segue the conversation, but I remember you did that recently. I'm like, that's huge,
Yeah,
man.
it's first week in November.
Oh my God.
it's great.
Yeah.
But let's stay with me here on the weddings for a
Yes.
minute. So
Running back.
when you for me, typically, like my weddings are mostly referrals, right? So
Yeah.
I've been doing
Yeah,
it
yeah,
for a while. So
usually.
have you.
Yeah.
And a lot of our brides are past clients. They refer their sisters or cousins or friends, whatever. I used to use the Knot, and I used to use Wedding Wire. Are you familiar with those two?
Oh, yeah. When I started doing my weddings, that was like the paramount
Right.
spot.
Like you had to be on the Knot.
Yeah, right.
And do you remember going into other photographers or even yourself got one? Because I know I got one. If you got a certain amount of reviews, which you would then have to either, if your brides and couples didn't do it, you have to solicit after the wedding, say, hey, hope you enjoyed your wedding. Could you write me a great review?
Right.
Because your goal
Yeah.
for these reviews was at the end of the year, you received an email saying, congratulations, you have become the Knot Wedding of the Year or the Wedding Wire, 2025 award, 2023 award.
I've seen those.
I would go into other photographer studios and stuff like that. They'd have on their glass walls from like 2009 to like 2020, all these Wedding Wire, awards, on their Instagrams, award-winning photographer. Well, guess what? You got that award. You got that award. I got that award.
Everybody's getting the
My
award.
uncle got that award.
The hamster got the award.
The hamster got the award. As if you got reviews, and most of them are positive reviews because they're probably not putting negative reviews, but that's how you got the award. So it wasn't like you were exclusive. Now, the other thing what the Knot has been doing was you can pay extra to be like an exclusive. But then the Knot and Wedding Wire combined, so now it's like they have monopolized everything.
The Watt.
The Watt. Hey, I like that.
Here it is.
So here it is. So now it's going around on social media. Like people are finally realizing that it's such a scam, and you pay a lot of money. And you can call up the Knot and Wedding Wire and call them up and say, yeah, I want to pull my membership. And they'll be, no, don't leave. Yeah. We'll give you another year for this. But then after that year, it goes up to like 300, whatever it is. But there's a lot of stuff going around now that people are finally realizing that it's pretty much a hoax.
There's so many
and I'm not saying you can't listen. I'm not saying that people have not gotten or have received good recognition and referrals from these paid, Wedding Wire and not advertisements. But I think people are finally realizing that the push in the beginning was just it. After that, you go to the back burner just like everybody else.
I feel like most things like that, the intentions start out well.
Yeah.
And then it just turns into like, a crock. You know what I mean? I'm like I was never like heavily invested in all that into those, like the Knot and the Wire. And I'm like, I have not one bad review. I had to turn off reviews because some I got, I don't want to say hacked, but like some like it was like a review bombing thing, and it was all things that didn't make sense. Like if you were to read the descriptions, it was all like just like fictitious things. It was like people I never even shot. I'm like, who are these people? It's all like Chinese and random stuff, like foreign, like all foreign things. And I was like, really, what is all this crap? So I had to shut off reviews. But on Facebook, before that, it was a long time ago. Before that, I had no bad reviews. Like it was all word of mouth. People liked what you got, and it was just so simple. Like I love simplicity.
So you never had a Wedding Wire or
I never dove into it. No, they've emailed me though, and they were like,
because I think there was a free one thing.
Yeah, like they were like they would inquire, and I'm just like, you know what? Like I don't need. There's so much greed in this industry, and I mean, like some of these photographers, like we've discussed previously, like charge $10,000 for like a couple photos. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. It's just like that. That's a brand. Like that's like at that point you're paying for a brand. And I'm not saying their work is bad. I'm saying we can do the same work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I was one of those guys, right? I'd get the email, open up, and said, "Congratulations, you won the Wedding Wire award."
Yeah.
Like, oh, this is cool. And then I was like, "Oh wait, he got one too, and he got one too."
Yeah, this guy Jack got one.
You got one too. Oh, it's just based on reviews. Okay, I get it.
And then Tommy just picked up the camera the first time. He got it. It came with the camera.
Right. It came with 2 for 1. But and then switching gears again to like the Facebook forums that are out there, right? All those referrals. So. You know how I am with these things when I start hearing, I'm looking for
they've been
a videographer and a wedding
spicy on there.
8 hours, and my budget's $1,500. Yeah, $6.
Oh, okay.
Right. Finally, and it wasn't me that did it, and I also commented on this person's comment saying, "Thank you for writing this.
Yeah.
You did it in a more classier way than I have been doing in the past because
Yeah,
I've been
yeah.
getting a little mean about it.
Yeah.
Because I'm just tired of the undercutting going on in this
There's a lot of it now, and this is a high.
So I just want you to hear this real quick.
Yeah, that's it.
So, and the person says, and I won't disclose a gender or whatever because it doesn't really matter. But she says, "Look, I just said she. Whatever. Who cares? There's no name.
Guys,
I am
it's a
both.
girl.
It doesn't matter because she's right straight. Look, I'm a 2026 bride and a wedding videographer, so I can see both sides. I get it. Client relationships, weddings, vendors. And under $3,000 for a photographer or videographer is not going to produce results like you see on Pinterest, on weddings that have $20,000 budgets alone." Think about that for a minute. How many times do you have people come to you, especially for me in photography? I want to look like this person. And then you look at that person and say, there's no way you're going to look like that person because you're not that person.
Right.
And your wedding venue is not
At that place.
At that place.
You're not on the beach, you know.
Right.
What I mean? Like,
Your wedding venue is in a maybe a mountain setting or something.
Yeah,
You know,
golf course,
I always say, show me a Pinterest photo, and then cool, we'll take that photo and we'll make it our own.
Yeah.
You know, you can't be somebody else, right? You just can't. Everyone tries to look like Kim Kardashian. And no matter how much you try, you're not going to look like Kim K. It's just not possible.
Right.
Right. So she's right. I think there's a huge epidemic right now of brides not being able to manage their expectations, which is 1,000% true.
Yeah.
When you go for the low budget vendor, you get budget results.
Yeah.
It's not a dig at low budgets, which I agree. I've been saying
Everyone's
that.
gotta
Not
start
everybody
somewhere,
has not everybody has a big budget.
Right.
I don't feel that we are expensive photographers.
No.
I think we're right in the middle there.
Yeah.
All right. I was working within a tight budget, but prioritized my photo. Let this be a lesson to brides that want quality work does come at a high price tag. Don't cheap out on your wedding vendors.
Right.
She said, yes, $6,000 and $9,000 each for a photographer or video team may seem expensive, but it's like that for a reason. People don't forget. It's our time. It's our experience. It's the personalities that we're bringing. It's our team. Right.
Especially, yeah.
We might have to get into that on another podcast.
Yeah, yeah.
But it's not just deliverable quality. It's things like client relationships. And
Right.
that's what you and I have always been talking about. The relationship. We are still
Flourishes.
friends with
Flourishes.
everybody that we
Yeah,
photograph,
yeah.
right? The calls, the planning, knowing how to problem solve during a wedding. That's huge.
Yep.
When things happen at a wedding, trust your wedding vendors to solve it. We've seen it all.
Right.
We've done it all.
Right.
Right. So I really like this. I shared it on my Facebook page. I think it's great.
Because the breath of fresh air on that
It
page.
really was, and I
You know what I
appreciate
mean?
this
And-
person saying it.
Well, because that whole place is it's like New York City of, hey, I'm looking for this. Like you can go get like cheap Chinese food at the hole in the wall, or you can go over to like Tao. You know what I'm saying? And
Right.
it's just like you're gonna get all these people mashed up on one page.
Right.
But more likely than not, it has been more. Oh, my budget's only this, and I get it, but like, you know, you get what you pay for.
Right.
And that's how it is in any category. Why is this category any different?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And I get if you're still learning and whatnot, then yeah, maybe you can
100%.
do some stuff at a lower
There's
rate. But
always going to be a starting point, but then when you get to a level,
it's too broad though,
Right.
that page. I wish almost it was broken up into tiers where it's like, hey, like lower end budgets, you know, mid to high end, whatever. Like,
it's like what you and I did the other day. So Mark and I and our whole team, we have a team of photographers and videographers ready to shoot an amazing wedding that's going to happen in Manhattan in March. Okay. I'm not going to mention the client's name right now, but you'll see soon enough. But we are going to have an amazing wedding in Manhattan,
Yes, that
St.
one.
Patrick's Cathedral Church. We are going to rock the hell out of this wedding, and we can't wait to do it. And stay tuned for that.
yeah, we'll
So-
definitely. Yeah, we got so
But
much.
that
more
is
to-
something that you can't just be a beginner photographer and expect to go to Manhattan, shoot at St. Patrick's Cathedral,
Cardinal
and then,
Dolan, nonetheless.
right, and then figure out where we're going to go.
Yeah.
Because we are going to spend about 3 or 4 days prior to
Yeah.
that, right?
Yeah.
And logistically say, okay, we got to be here, then we got to be here, then
Yeah.
we got to be here. That's what professionals do.
Right. Right.
Right. So when that bride gets done, you know, she kisses her groom and she walks back down the aisle. She doesn't have to be like, well, what's next? Don't worry, we got you. We're doing this, this, and this.
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
So we're going to talk about that in our next
Absolutely.
one. But let's wrap up.
We'll wrap
Have
it up
some
on that good note. That Manhattan
final
wedding.
closing moments. Talk about something going on in the industry that you want to like
Oh, man.
quickly discuss or shout out somebody.
You know what? I said it in the last podcast. I'm gonna shout it out again. Joe Eckert, man, he has had me on so many weddings recently all around Philadelphia. A couple at Renault. Now, like I love Renault. I love the people there, and a couple in Philly. And I mean, he's he's an incredible guy. The work we do, and it was funny. We were just chit chatting. He's like, dude, you're like one of the best guys I worked with.
Yeah.
I was like, damn. I was like, yeah, man, you too. Like for video, like that means a lot, you know. And
Right.
it's just we're very similar, so we
Yeah.
just bounce ideas like the way we are. Like we just bounce ideas off each other and
100%,
can
yeah.
like, and you know, everyone's cool with the crowd. Like, I mean, shout out to him. He's the man.
Yeah. And I'll close too. Like, we do have a great team. I'm going to shout out Tim. I'm going to shout out Jason.
Everybody, yeah.
Everybody from Melanie to Bo, who just started with me. He's like so excited. The guy's like, I can't wait to shoot the next wedding. He had so much fun. We love our clients. We hope you continue to listen to All in Focus. If you have any suggestions you want us to discuss, please send us a DM on our Instagram page. Go ahead. What else you got?
Well, you said everybody. You said I thought we were picking one person.
Who that?
you said everybody. Now I got to throw Jason in too because I was torn between the two. Jason is always there. Jason, I love you. No,
I said Jason.
no, you said Jason. I didn't say Jason.
Oh,
I
well, I
got
mentioned
to plug Jason too. I thought we were only doing one person. So
I plug everybody.
We're plugging everybody. I'll send all my love to you another time.
Plug my boy Christian over there.
I'm gonna write everybody a love letter this Christmas. Here it comes. Watch out. All right.
All right.
Dear everyone. Yeah.
So anyway, listen, we love what we do. We hope you enjoy the All in Focus podcast. We're coming with much more content. Stay tuned. We're going to wrap up this 2025 season. And, happy holidays, everybody. Enjoy your Thanksgiving. We'll see you soon.